Welcome to The Daily Decant, your 5-minute briefing on the world of wine. Each episode delivers practical insights to help you choose, order, and talk about wine with more confidence in everyday social settings. Let's get into today's decant. It's Tuesday, and today we're in Napa Valley, the region that, more than any other place in the New World, built its global reputation on Cabernet Sauvignon. But I want to do something different today beyond just saying Napa's great, because that's not particularly useful information. I want to break down why a bottle of Napa Cabernet can cost $20 or $1,200, both legitimately, and what you're actually paying for at each level. Napa Valley is geographically one of the most complex wine regions in the world for its size, only about 30 miles long and a few miles wide, and yet it contains an extraordinary range of soil types, elevations, and microclimates. The result of volcanic activity, marine sediment, and the collision of two distinct mountain ranges that flank the valley on either side. Within that small footprint, there are 16 recognized sub-appellations called AVAs, each with a distinct identity. Let me walk you through 4 that matter for understanding what's in your glass. Starting off with the Diamond Mountain District on the western side of the valley near Calistoga. This is rugged, volcanic terrain at elevation with thin, rocky soils that stress the vines and produce small, intensely concentrated berries. The wines here are dense, dark, structured with notes of blackberry, graphite, and dark olive, and tannins that demand serious aging. This is the mountain Cabernet at its most uncompromising. Diamond Creek Vineyards is the historic flagship of this AVA, California's first winery dedicated exclusively to single vineyard Cabernet Sauvignon, founded in 1968, now under the stewardship of the Rutherford family of Champagne House Louis Roederer. There are 3 estate vineyards, Volcanic Hill, Red Rock Terrace, and Gravelly Meadow. Each produce a distinctly different wine from soils just a few hundred yards apart. Next up is Stag's Leap District, and this is on the eastern side of the valley. This is one of the most historically important Napa sub-appellations and the site of the wine that arguably put California on the world map. In the 1976 judgment of Paris blind test tasting, a 1973 Cabernet Sauvignon from this district beat the most celebrated wines of Bordeaux, shocking the wine world and proving that California could compete at the very highest level. The district's volcanic soils and unique afternoon cooling pattern, caused by a gap in the surrounding hills that funnels in cool air from San Francisco Bay, produce wines with a signature combination of power and elegance, often described as iron fist in a velvet glove. Stag Leap Wine Cellars, which is the estate behind that historic 1976 victory, remains the benchmark producer, and their entry-level Artemis bottling offers a genuine taste of the district's character at a fraction of their flagship Cask 23 price. Rutherford is next, and it's on the valley floor in the heart of Napa. This is famous for what locals call Rutherford dust, a distinct, soft, dusty, almost powdery quality to the tannins that come from the alluvial soils deposited by the Napa River over thousands of years. Rutherford Cabernet tends to be more immediately approachable than mountain fruit, with ripe plum, vanilla, and a velvety texture, while still carrying enough structure to age gracefully for a decade or more. This is Valley Floor Napa at its most classically generous. And finally, Howell Mountain on the eastern hills above St. Helena, one of the highest elevation AVAs in Napa, sitting above the fog line that blankets the valley floor most mornings. The extra sun exposure combined with thin, rocky volcanic soils produces wine of serious tannic structure and dark, brooding fruit. Black cherry, tar, dried herbs, and it's built for long-term cellaring. This is the AVA for people who want Napa Cab at its most powerful and least compromising. The practical takeaway is that when you're shopping for Napa Cab, the AVA name tells you more than almost anything else on the label. Mountain AVAs, such as Diamond Mountain and Howell Mountain, are structured, intense, and patience are required. Valley Floor AVAs, including Rutherford and similarly Oakville and Yountville, mean more immediate generosity and approachability. Stag Leap Districts is in between, with that famous combination of both, and none are better than the others. They're just different conversations with the same grape, the same way La Mora and Serralunga are different conversations within Varroa. And here's the broader lesson. The next time someone tells you they don't like Napa Cabernet because it's too big or too oaky, ask them which sub-appellation they've tried. There's a meaningful chance they haven't found the right style yet, and tomorrow we'll go to where this all started. Bordeaux, the original blend, the original classification system, and the framework underneath everything else this week. Don't want to miss it. That's today's Daily Decant. If you found this helpful, be sure to subscribe and share with your friends so you can continue building your wine knowledge in just a few minutes a day. See you tomorrow for the next decant.